this goes to plan. Should be 9-6. Bit of pressure on it though. And so Ali Carter does get the chance for a counter in what is a seismic frame in this semi-final. The difference between 9-6 and 8-7. And Selby has had a number of chances in this frame, but hasn't quite been able to make them pay as he normally does.
Well, that was pure pressure there that caused Mark Selby to miss the blue so badly. Wasn't in control of his emotions. He allowed the scoreboard situation to get the better of him there.
And there's nothing safe, so this is a genuine chance for Carter to, at the very least, get right back in contention. If not, pinch the frame. And what a big one it would be to pinch. But of course, there's bags of pressure on his shoulders as well to make that happen. Well, that rattled, but it's dropped.
39.
So looking for one good positional shot off this black onto yellow. And the frame should be his.
This yellow is a little bit thin. When the pressure's really on you, anything with a big angle can be missed. So Ali's going to take a lot of care with this yellow. He doesn't need to play it with any great pace, but it's a little thinner than desired.
Just checking the scoreboard to confirm what Dominic has already indicated, that he doesn't need the potentially awkward pink.
51.
And Mark Selby will be suffering a little, I think, in his chair. He had a number of chances in this frame, and had that long-range blue gone in, it was surely going to be 9-6. As it is, Carter needs just this blue
55.
to stay well and truly in touch. Having a good look at where he wants to be on the pink, but it's only the blue needed. Selby would need a snooker.
Well, it really doesn't matter too much about the position on the pink. For me, I'll be playing it into the yellow pocket, because if you just drop it in pocket weight and it doesn't go in, there's no way Mark Selby would be able to keep it on the table.
That is a huge frame for Ali Carter. Mark Selby will feel he should have won it with the opportunities he had, but he missed the pressure blue from mid-range, and Carter has stepped in to punish him. How significant will that frame prove to be?
Snooker's all about momentum. When you start to score well and pot well, your focus and your concentration are always there. When you make mistakes and you're feeling the pressure, it just obliterates completely all that focus and concentration that you've built up before. I think that may have worked out for Ali okay. There may be a red on into the centre pocket here. And he can play it almost plain ball and be on the black. Shouldn't be difficult. And it's handy that there's a red that's finished against the cushion rail as well. It's just a little bit more insurance for Ali Carter, should a mistake be made.
And that black would be all he needs. Selby would be at the snooker's required stage. Oh, but he's pushed it to the jaw. Now then, a further twist. He was 2 pots away there from 9-8. Now, what can Mark Selby, who's been largely frozen out since that missed blue, do with this? How's he feeling? Well, there's your answer. Out of stroke now, Selby. Suffering a bit. No doubt thinking about what might have been when he had this match seemingly in his grasp. Carter still looking for a red and blue or better for 9-8. Selby retakes his seat, fearing the worst. He'll need another red in taking the green.
Four.
This for 9-8.
Five.
And the opportunity to keep Selby in his chair.
28
Mark Selby remains in his chair. He's now going to win the last 2 frames of this match.
Stealing himself a one good pot here that would get him in good position to potentially win frame and match from here. This red to the centre pocket looks straightforward. I promise you it isn't. Well done. Played the simple positional shot to the pink, in spite of the fact he knows the pink will be tied up once it's potted.
Well, he said ahead of this tournament that he owed Mark Allen a drink for Allen's decision to withdraw from the tournament. I think it could be a case of champagne, the way things are going.
Seven.
Well, there are plenty of loose reds dotted around, but you wouldn't really play for any of them, so I think Ali will probably want to go into the pack of reds from this next colour. But that's travelled a little too far. He's intimating with his cue that he suffered a fast bounce there. Maybe he was right. So I don't think he'd risk going into the pack of reds now. But if he cannons one of the 2 reds above the cue ball, he may be okay. You've just got to play the easiest shot that you can play. If he wants to go into the pack now, he'd have to play it with a lot of right-hand side, which makes the pot risky.
Selby looking understandably concerned. He seemed to be bossing this match when he led 8-6. He'd won 4 out of 5 frames on the resumption this evening. Looks set to make it 5 out of 6. But Carter not in prime position anymore. So a good shot required to keep the break going. Which he's played.
16.
Oh, that was a great pot. And he managed to dig into the cue ball to kill the pace of it to hold for a bulk colour. Now, they're a great pack of reds to go into from a bulk colour, so would he risk the green here? More angle on the green, easier to go into the reds from, but the pot is just slightly more difficult than the brown. These are all the decisions you have to make when you're under pressure. Decided instead to play for one of these reds into the corner pocket, and I think he's played a really good positional shot there. He can play for the black from this.
20. One.
Well, Ali can get a lot of reaction out the cue ball. He'll need all of that here if he does go into the pack of reds. They're not a great pack of reds to go into from the black, but if he can somehow dig into the... Oh, he's too straight. Do you know, these camera angles can really fox you sometimes. So he had no choice but to play for this loose red. Needs a better angle this time, though.
28.
And this time he is absolutely perfectly on the black, but how will these reds open? If ever you needed a bit of luck, it's now.
Well, that's now over 300 points without reply from Carter. But is he on a red?
Well, maybe the one close to the pink, but that's not the one he'd like to be on because the cue ball's going into the reds from there, so he's got to hedge his bets here. Does he think he can play through the reds to play for the black, or does he need to trust to luck? And if so, he'll have to play it with a little bit more pace. He could play a delicate cannon into the reds to hold for the pink to the centre, but that could go wrong. If he plays a deep screw through the reds, there's a better chance of being on a colour, I feel, but does he fancy just holding for the pink?
Well, what a chance Carter has got now. 37 in front. Plenty of reds out in the open. This is a gilt-edged opportunity for another memorable victory.
44.
And what would be yet another 4-frame burst, his third in a row. 5-2 down against Williams, 5-2 down against Zhao Guodong, 8-6 down to Mark Selby. This match is at his mercy.
You can't help but feel, can you, that he's somehow fated to win this event. Performances he's put in at the point of no return in his previous matches, as you've just said, Phil, needed to win 4 straight frames and he's managed it twice.
The blue that Selby missed when he was on the cusp of 9-6 certainly felt very significant at the moment, but Selby could not have imagined that he wouldn't pot another ball thereafter, but that is now a serious possibility.
'61.
75 left.
brown or yellow, isn't it? You've got the red near the left corner, you've got the one above the pink. You're going to be on one of them.
So a red and any colour, and Ali Carter will be in the final. And a guaranteed £105,000, which he would not have envisaged earning just 2.5 weeks ago, before he got a text from Mark Allen saying, pack your bags, I'm pulling out. But much more importantly, from Carter's point of view, the chance to become a double Shanghai Masters champion. And how well has he played from the moment he touched down in China. It's not just the way that he's finished this match.
74.
It was the brilliant comebacks against Williams and Zhao Guodong from the brink of defeat. He's shown nerves of steel, and he's thoroughly deserved to win this match, because he's looked the stronger of the two when the pressure has been at its most intense. A big disappointment for Mark Selby, who was looking good at 8-6.
79.
He played brilliantly himself to beat Trump, and before that Murphy. But it's Ali Carter through to the Shanghai Masters final. What a performance, yet another comeback from the captain.